Yo, what is up, my TMBT fans? And I am back with yet again another video. Sorry about the last one, it really did suck, not gonna lie. But this time, it's gonna be different, and you know why? It's because this time, these episodes are fantastic, and I cannot freaking wait to analyze this with you guys. And you know what, gosh darn it, without further ado, let's just get started with the analysis video, shall we? The very first episode that we're going to be analyzing in today's video is called Nightlife. And let's just start at the very beginning when it's revealed that Hekapu's dimension is called X103. And it's also revealed that, of course, Marco was on an adventure with Hekapu, and by the way, he's also 30 years old in her dimension still. I honestly was just waiting, anticipating for another episode with Hekapu and Marco again. And no, it's not because I think of the ship between Marco and Hekapu, it's mainly because of the fact I really liked their adventures together, it was fun. And I do understand that it was a while back from now, I believe towards the end of season 2, I believe, when I was doing analysis videos for those episodes. I had asked in one of those analysis videos what would happen now that Hekapu and Marco know each other, how would they react between each other. And it didn't exactly happen inside of the episode Face the Music, but it happened later on in this season, season 3, so what do you know, there we go. And by the way, they're not fighting off these different creatures and going on adventures for no apparent reason. It's because the portals keep opening for some reason, and it's later on revealed Star is the one doing this. So, as you may have guessed, this is a follow-up episode from the episode Sweet Dreams. And I guess I can forget about my goblin dog theory because it's also shown in this episode that Star is going through a different pattern of dimensions. So no, goblin dogs won't give you superpowers or anything. It was a theory of mine, it was a silly one at that, but at least I know it's debunked now. So moving right along with this episode, Marco comes back from that dimension after helping Hekapu with the monsters and everything, and it seems to be shown that Marco has to do this late at night every night in order to keep it safe. And though, like Star had mentioned in the episode, that Marco needs to be there for her since he is technically her squire and everything, but that is some dedication right there, to actually stay up all night fighting off different monsters for your person that you were serving, and then waking up the very next day having little to any sleep at all, going at it to help her again. But only this time he would only have to take care of Glossaric, but I guess I shouldn't say only have to take care of him, because Glossaric is crazy. I'm telling you, the Book of Spells must have been like his brain or something, because that little piece of his brain left is definitely the explanation of why he's so insane. Glossaric may be acting exactly like a dog, but one of those dogs that have one of those temper tantrums or something. Now, continuing on with the story, on one particular night, Marco tries to go out with Hekapu again on another adventure. But since Marco was already late for the meeting, Hekapu had already called up a guy named Birdman. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Talon Raven Talon. Oh, come on, who else called him Birdman during this episode? Alright, so anyways, one of the things I was supposed to mention before the end of this episode is Talon Raven Talon's motorcycle. And the reasoning because of that is the front of his bike, which says 113, and it could be referencing the door room A113. If you were to watch nearly almost any Disney Pixar movie, the numbers and letter A113 would show up within the movie most likely. If you've already done some surfing around the internet, it basically is the same exact numbers and the letter, of course, that is on the door of where most of the people are taught the different arts and stuff of Disney. I forgot exactly what it was, but that's basically the summarization of it. And this specific door can be found at the California Institute of the Arts. Maybe that was unrelated and it had nothing to do with that, but I just wanted to mention it in case anyone was curious or if, you know, that theory was actually real. So as the story progresses, it's actually found out by Hekapu herself while Marco is defending her that Star is the one who is making all these dimensional portals. Of course, Hekapu is startled as crap, so she is just trying to make sure that nothing happens to Star. But when you look close enough, it seems like Star was actually flying towards the spear. And quite honestly, I didn't really feel too much sympathy for Star whenever it was coming towards her, because as powerful as she was when she was defeating Toffee, I really had this feeling deep down as if even if it did touch her, it really wouldn't have done anything. So Hekapu saves Star's life right before it hits her nose, and she gets really ticked off at Marco. And he basically begs Hekapu to not tell the Magic High Commission about what's going on. You know, that's kind of strange, because that's exactly what Star had to do when Romulus found out about her missing the Book of Spells. I'm pretty sure the same exact thing is just gonna come around and go right back to Marco the exact same way it did to Star. I really do believe that Hekapoo won't tell the Magic High Commission about this incident, but however, at the same time, they're gonna eventually find out like they did about Star missing the Book of Spells. Now, I could be wrong in prediction, but come on guys, they're gonna have to find out eventually. But there's no room for contemplating about it, because guess what? In the very next episode, it continues on to the storyline of Star and forming into that butterfly formation thing. I still don't know exactly what to call it. And of course, the very next episode that I'm referencing to is Deep Dive. And boy, did I love this episode. The episode was just spectacular, mainly because we got to see in depth of what was going on with Star while she was sleeping, and Janna was hilarious in this episode. Whoever wrote this episode just nailed Janna's character basically, and what I have to say is pretty much not as shocking to most of you, I guess. This episode basically put the nail inside of the coffin for me already, okay? Janna is officially my favorite character in Star Versus so far, but I'm not even gonna explain why. I'm just gonna analyze this video, and I believe that throughout this video, you're gonna exactly know the reason why. So it begins with Star explaining exactly what happens to her while she's in the same form that she was when she defeated Toffee. So they all group together and try to make up a plan of how to monitor Star while she's doing her sleep diving, or whatever you call it, sorry. So Star's like, yeah, all that's nice, but how am I gonna stay asleep? And then Janna's like, well, I know a way. And Marco's like, no, I doubt your skills. She's like, you doubt me? He's like, yeah. Well,
chicken butt. What the heck? What happened?
Yes, that is exactly what happens. Chicken butt and snapping your fingers makes him fall asleep. She may have hypnotized him one day while he wasn't even noticing it. Don't know exactly how, but maybe that's how it's triggered, because I've been doing it for nights now. I said chicken butt, snap fingers in front of my face, and I still didn't fall asleep those nights, so it doesn't work. But anyway, Star turns into her form again and goes through all these dimensions and finally leads to the very end. And the thing about it is, the camera that monitored where Star was going completely shut off after she dropped it after going through the portal. And so Marco's just freaking the frick out right now, and Janna is like, calm down man, come on. Everything's gonna be fine. And like I said before in my other analysis videos, Janna's quiet, but she knows exactly what's going on between those two. And also, apparently you cannot use the dimensional scissors unless you know exactly where you're headed to. Maybe the same thing can be said about the portal gun for Rick and Morty, because I still don't know exactly how that gun works either. So on Star's side of things, she makes it through the portal, but she wakes up with a unicorn, you know, walking on top of her and licking her face. And it's not just like any other unicorn that you would usually see. It's a unicorn made purely from magic. And when Star stands up and observes the place, she even says herself that it's like Toffee was never even there. Now, there was this conspiracy that I had in mind for this episode, and at first I was gonna say, well, she obviously created this entire land, but then I was like, wow, that's a stupid theory, because obviously the realm of magic existed before Star's birth, and the reference that Star had made about Toffee was relevant in that situation simply because this is the exact same destination that both Toffee and Star were inside of once they were in the episode premiere Battle for Muni. So then I thought about it even harder, and this is what I got. Notice besides Star's very own unicorn, just how many unicorns there are. Coming from this full-size image, there are approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unicorns. If you already know where I'm going with this, then you are good, because guess how many princesses there are? I looked through the book and I double-checked and everything, but there are only 6 mentioned. All right, now I'm sorry. Okay, let me rephrase that they mentioned. Do you really want to know how many princesses there really are? And I said besides Star, there are technically 7 princesses before Star. I'm kind of glad that I was late on this analysis video, because I probably would have debunked this own theory of mine. Each and every single one of these unicorns represent a princess, and there is one princess that is missing from out of the book because she was never mentioned, and she is the child of Eclipsa. Does that not make sense? Because you probably haven't watched the episode Monster Bash. After weeks and weeks of trying to finally catch up, I managed to catch up with all the episodes, and I'm so happy I watched that one, because this explains almost everything. Now, this is a huge major spoiler, so don't go any further if you haven't watched the episode Monster Bash. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Heinous is the daughter of Eclipsa, and her real name is Meteora. So, 6 plus 1, what is that, my children? That is 7 princesses, 7 unicorns. So, now, is there actually a way to distinguish which unicorns belong to each and every single princess? Maybe I'll do that in a different video, but not in this analysis video, because this analysis video is long enough, trust me. But I'm not just gonna end it here, guys. I still have to go with the other half of this episode. Alright, now, moving right along, it's soon revealed to Star that her very own unicorn, the one that she created in the episode Toffee from the premiere episode of season 3, was the unicorn that was calling her through her sleep. And from what it seems, it doesn't seem as if any princess has ever done this before. And if that's the case, it makes even more sense what Glosric was explaining to Star in the episode Toffee. No one had ever been there before. At first, I had theorized that it was Star's Book of Spells, the one that she made her very own self, but no, it was the realm of magic being corrupted by Toffee. So maybe there's another time in further episodes where Star will say the whispering spell, and while within the realm of magic, she'll be able to recuperate Glosric somehow. That's how I feel what will happen next. And I also want to mention these pink magic crystals that can be found within the realm of magic. Maybe some of those can belong to Glosric somehow. And I know, Romulus was the one who gave that to him, but maybe he got it from there, who knows? Okay, with all that being said, why in the heck did Star's unicorn become so big after all this time? Is it because her magic is truly that powerful? And after Star had restored the realm of magic, was that unicorn supposed to be back inside of her wand powering it up, or does she just not need it anymore? And as for Star's unicorn, why exactly did it call Star in the first place? I really do believe that it only called her there just to simply say hello and to basically explain, hey, the realm of magic exists, maybe you should come on over, observe, just come and visit somehow. But I also have this deep gut feeling as if they called her there simply because it was her intentions to help Glosric somehow. Though everything was restored in the episode Toffee from the 2-hour premiere, I really do feel like something was missing from Glosric as well. Book of Spells. Still at the realm of magic. I mean, does it even sound like Eclipsa has even been to the realm of magic ever? Because if this is the same exact place, and like Glosric said in that episode, no one has ever been there before, then oh my gosh, well, at least Star is definitely the protagonist of this show. Oh my gosh, she just unexpectedly have all this magic for no reason or something? But anyways, back to an even more important subject. Let's talk about Marco and his wand. And you did not mishear me at all. Marco and his wand. He actually picks up Star's wand, and it doesn't corrupt him or anything. He handles the magic wand himself, and it turns into this. Marco's wand almost has similar features as to Star's, but let's also start off with the fact that he has wings on either side, only they're black, and they look a little bit like his dragon cycles. Maybe this is a reference to Nachos and how he loved his motorcycle, Nachos of course, and this could be a part of his wand. Now, I am absolutely shocked that none of the parts of the wand has the color Prussian blue on it, because it was revealed multiple times that his favorite color is Prussian blue. But then after some thinking, I eventually compared a picture of Jackie with his magic wand, and these are the results. If this isn't somehow or some way a resemblance of Jackie in any way possible, shape, or form, then I honestly have no idea what else it would be. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna learn more about this wand of Marco's in the future, but I'm pretty much very much surprised that it didn't corrupt him like it did Lobster Claw. And what the heck is up with this little tiny purple pinkish gem that looks like something that would be on Glosric's head inside of his wand? At first I thought, oh, well, that's just the location of where the charger for the wand is, but then I looked at the bottom again, and yeah, that's where the charger is, so I really don't know what this is resembling either. But anyways, Marco goes through Star's dresser and manages to find the book of spells that she made. And while going through the handbook, Marco manages to find the all-seeing eye spell and uses it. And once he does, before then, Star is actually consumed by all that magic, and it seems to be as if she's stuck there. And when I say stuck there, I guess I can technically say hypnotized. Don't know exactly why, but it seems as if the realm of magic was controlling her. So much to the point that she forgot her name until Marco was calling her name out for her. And then what makes matters even more interesting is that she started to realize that Marco was someone that she also knew. And no, not her mom, not her dad. It took Marco for her to snap out of it and go back. I'm really starting to see a parallel between the two in this episode, because the same thing happened with Marco in the episode Dimensional Scissors. Or, well, the real title of the episode is Running with Scissors, but you get the point. The same thing happened until Marco started to realize, hey, Star, I really need her. I should go back home. It's almost like their souls are bonded. So, Star turns inside of her butterfly form once more and is able to do it at will. And if Star is able to turn inside of this form whenever she feels like it, what's the point of Star versus... what is the point of this show at all? Like, how powerful... she's so powerful, we don't even need a freaking villain. Like, no one can stand against her, right? But, anyways, Star returns home and sees Marco and Jana, and of course the first person she sees is Marco, and gives him a big hug for helping her. And Marco's really enjoying that hug. And Jana even says, just, ew, get a portal, you two. Because, come on, it's freaking Jana Banana, okay, people? She knows exactly what's going on. She's awesome. She's the coolest person in this show, alright? Now, when it comes to the future of Star versus, I actually worry, because wouldn't Star become too powerful in the future? But I guess that could be the least of my concerns. Maybe there are some other people out there that are just as powerful as she is that we don't know of yet. And most of all, when River and Moon find out about her powers, and the Magic High Commission find out, what is gonna happen? She is capable of turning into this form at will and is able to make her own portals herself. And wow, okay. That is the end of my analysis video. That's basically all I have to say about this episode. Please give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you still haven't. Thank you all once more for 100,000 subscribers. I have to stop myself because clearly this episode was something that surprised me a lot. And I really enjoyed it, and this is probably one of the longest analysis videos I've ever done for Star Versus. Don't know why, but I guess there was technically a lot of stuff in the episode that I had to talk about. But basically, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for supporting me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yeah!
Oh no, that's not it.